ActionSA bringing a confidence motion against the Mayor, El Jamal's Thapelo Amad, and the Speaker, COPE's Colleen Makhubele. Amad is under fire after a television interview in which he appeared to not understand the details of a proposed loan agreement, while the Patriotic Alliance, a part of his coalition, has suggested they believe he should leave office. Councillor Funzi Ngobeni is the caucus leader in the city of Joburg for ActionSA. Councillor Ngobeni, good afternoon to you. Why are you bringing these motions against the Mayor and the Speaker?
Yeah, thank you very much, Stephen, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yeah, we have taken this decision to table the two motions. In fact, there's three motions, Stephen. It's a motion on the Mayor, the motion on the Speaker, Colleen Makhubele, and the Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Zungu. These are all councillors that were appointed, in our view, through a very crooked dealings between the EFF and Gauteng Provincial Chairperson, Panyaza Lesufi. And we think that, this was not a well-thought agreement. They've provided us with a very compromised mayor who's not equipped to do the work, and the Speaker who's very dishonest. And we think it's our responsibility as a constructive opposition to bring this to the attention of Council and to ask councillors to really vote with us in that these colleagues must forget their positions so that we can be able to get capable people to run the city. City of Johannesburg is a very important city for it to fail. And you remember, Stephen, it was us that said at the beginning when Thapelo Amad took office that we're going to be a constructive opposition. We're not going to try and come up with motions of no confidence and disrupt the government. But the recent behavior of the Mayor and the Speaker has proven to us that these are people that will not be able to take the city forward. And that's why we are bringing these motions to Council this month.
He's only been in office for, 6 weeks? I mean, is it really fair to say, after such a short period of time, that you can make that assessment?
Yeah, man, it's not yet 100 days for him, and it's unfortunate because the risk is too high, Stephen. I think we were prepared to really support him, to be constructive, and to try and ensure that the city is stable. But what we are seeing is really worrying. There's the left hand is not talking to the right hand. There's no coherence in the city. The Mayor and the MMC of Finance don't know what's happening with the finances of the city. As we speak now, I mean, there's no plan as to how they're going to solve some of the biggest problems in the city. We have a water issue that has affected our residents across the city of Johannesburg. Not to say anything about the load shedding issue. You remember that the previous administration was already making strides in terms of getting alternative energy in the city of Johannesburg. We have not heard the Mayor saying anything about those type of issues. And the general service delivery has really declined. We really are disappointed that even, without having made 100 days is already disappointing. And the residents are already tired. Seeing him on TV saying all kinds of wrong things.
Okay, I mean, for this to work, you would need the votes. Now, you've worked with the DA before, I understand that, but in Joburg, you would probably need votes from the Patriotic Alliance and from COPE. Now, the Patriotic Alliance have already indicated that they're not a great fan of his. Gaten McKenzie suggested that perhaps he should resign, but Thapelo Amad should resign. But that doesn't mean that they would vote with you. They might vote with you to remove the Mayor, but they still seem to be working with the ANC and the EFF, so they'll just install someone else.
Yeah, we'll start engaging all political parties once this motion has been received by the Speaker's office, which is today. We have submitted it and meeting the deadline of midnight tonight. This motion will go to the programming committee on the 17th of this month. We will engage all political parties, Stephen. Honestly, you are correct to say that we will need the numbers, and we are hopeful with the recent PAs, at Damascus, so to speak, where they are regretting the decisions that they've made by voting for this mayor. And I think we will engage all other parties, the DA and other parties as well, to ensure that we not only remove Thapelo Amad, but we install a competent mayor that will be the pride of the city of Johannesburg. It doesn't have to come from ActionSA, but it has to be someone that can be able to take the city forward.
Councillor Ngobeni, it's not my job to give you political advice or to suggest political strategy to you. But are you not running a risk here? You get him out, you get Thapelo Amad out as mayor, and then that allows the EFF and the ANC to elect someone stronger, someone who maybe is harder for you to oppose. Isn't it better for you in the long run to have, in your view, a weak mayor?
No. Stephen, remember, it's not about our self-interest as a political party. Remember, we are in this council to represent the citizen of Johannesburg who voted for us in 2021. And we have to do everything that is possible to hold those who are in government accountable. And this is one of the mechanisms that we can use to hold Thapelo Amad and the leadership of this coalition accountable. And we will use other mechanisms in council if we are not successful with this one. For example, we are already putting together questions to the mayor for him to explain what has happened with this engagement that he had with a so-called stakeholder that was promising to give him 9.5 billion. Considering that we are in the process of a medium-term budget where it's going out for public participation, we are going to vote for a new budget in May. All these things need to form part of that public participation. But we're hearing him talking about it behind closed doors. So we have to use all mechanisms to hold him accountable. And it's not for us as a political party. It's for the interest of the residents of Johannesburg that we are doing all this.
It still really boils down to numbers, Councillor Ngobeni, and I understand the job of a party in opposition is to oppose, is to try and put as much pressure on the sort of weak points of the governing party as possible, the governing coalition in this case, and maybe that's what you're trying to do here. But you still don't have the votes. I mean, and until you have the votes, I'm not really sure there's much of a point to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, it will go to a vote, you are correct, and we will do our own groundwork. And we'll see what happens. But as we indicated, Stephen, I mean, we are not only doing this for fun or just to oppose. As I indicated, we have been constructive. I mean, this coalition has brought a few reports to council that we have voted for and approved. I mean, the report they brought for the appointment of the city manager, a key position that had to be filled. We have agreed that it has to come through, and a few other reports that they've brought to council, which we have agreed with them on. So we have been quite constructive in the past 70 days or so of this administration, and we were intending to be like that throughout, But the risk of keeping this administration is becoming clear to all of us. It's becoming clear to all the residents, and we are moving in this particular direction for the interest of ensuring that the city is safe. And we think that, other parties will support us in this venture.
Councillor Funzi Ngobeni, thank you. The caucus leader in the city of Johannesburg for ActionSA. Do appreciate the time.